Hey, Cell here, and how did everybody enjoy the second collaboration event, Prisma Corp, featuring the Fate spin-off manga, Fate Collide Liner Prisma Ilia? Before we begin, I would like to explain why I translated the title as Prisma Corp instead of Prisma Cause, as the katakana might lead you to believe. The reasoning behind this is because the arch villain of the storyline begins to monologue and actually mentions the title of the event within it. The line in question is this one here. Sono tame no mahou shoujo no gundan. Ie, mahou shoujo no gundan. Now, you might be wondering why she decided to repeat the same phrase twice. Well, it actually isn't the same phrase. If you look above the phrase, there are little katakanas above it known as furigana. These change how the phrase is actually said. In actuality, the line is read, Sono tame no little witch kozu, ie, prisma kozu. With this information, we can deduce that both little witch and prisma are used for the word mahou shoujo, while the word gundan is used for kozu. Gundan is the Japanese word for an army corps, and hence why I came down to the title of Prisma Corp as the title of the event. Now let's get down to the event itself. The event was a solo raid event meant to introduce the raiding system to newer players. All in all, I thought the tutorial came a bit late considering we had 2 raids prior. In any case, I felt the boss battles were more in line with Kantai Collections events, where you would go to a map, attempt to go fight the boss over and over again to drain its HP bar before you were allowed to move on to the next map. The inclusion of boss weaknesses rather than boss buffs was an interesting mechanic to help ease in newer players into the event. Basically, the bosses were split into 2 camps. Either they were weak to Buster or they were weak to Arts. Using cards of the appropriate nature dealt bonus damage to them. These debuffs allowed newer players to borrow higher end servants to help them clear out the raid battles much quicker than they normally would have. We actually got 2 CEs this event. Granted, not 5-star CEs, but I felt that with having to stack the CEs like we normally had to, having them be 4 stars is actually a lot easier for us in the long run. The 2 CEs in question are these. One to represent Collide Ruby, and one to represent Collide Sapphire. The Ruby CE is used to boost the effectiveness of Buster cards along with the effectiveness of Noble Phantasms. The Sapphire one is used to boost its color theme, which is the Arts cards and also boosts the Noble Phantasm damage. The 2 servants featured in the event this time around are 2 of its protagonists, Ilya von Einsburn and Chloe von Einsburn. Ilya is the 5-star servant featured in the gacha. She's a caster type with a buster type Noble Phantasm.
リンパ系疑似魔術回路変換完了。これが私のすべて。クミンテッドファイヤー。
Chloe is the free servant and is an archer type with a arts type Noble Phantasm.
山を抜きなお落ちることなきその両翼着圧
Both servants have their uses and are actually good add-ons to existing teams, albeit their final accession is a bit on the worrisome side for some folk, me included. Now we move on to my personal thoughts. This event had its moments. I personally thought the partner mascots were the cutest things I ever saw. Sans Jason, because he's Jason, he looks weird. Edison was adorable and Ku was pretty cute too, in a menacing sort of way. The event was actually pretty easy to go through if you paid attention to the quest pops at the end of each battle. You pretty much figure out what you needed to kill then and there, and how many times you needed to kill them in order to advance the storyline. The farming itself gets pretty easy once you unlock the Crystal Kingdom, although I Yet to see a really decent lion plushie node, but we have till the 14th for the last 25 missions to open up and hopefully give us some new nodes. Although I do find Chloe a good unit, I personally will be dropping her at the end of the event, mainly because she doesn't really fit in with what I do. Well, she does, but I don't have an attachment to her character, as other people may have. On and all, on a personal level, I felt like this event was a bit too lowly for me, and that's not really my jam, although I will admit that there are some lowly characters that I do enjoy, but in moderation, I suppose. To sum it up, Prisma Corp was a nice, easy, newbie-friendly event that gave you a really good servant and some decent CEs to back up some servants you may or may not have. The farming's pretty lax, and for the most part, I'm just happy I can farm out plumes at my leisure. This was so, and have fun farming. By the way, Team Sapphire because Luvia is better than Ren.